again. My name's Dave Zollner. You know what fascinates me about these politicians? You give them a little bit of time, you know? You give them the right setting, and what they were against, they're now for. You know? Have you noticed that? Now, I don't know if you know this, but on, when was it? September 21st, 1996, when President Clinton was in office, he signed the Defense of Marriage Act. Yeah. What that really stated was that, you know, it's between a man and a woman. That's what he signed into law. And, yeah, Hillary, she was favorable for that as well, because otherwise probably never would have got to where it got. And you know what's amazing now? Now, as a matter of fact, today, which is the 18th of March, 2013, I just heard on KFYI that Hillary is in favor of homosexual marriage. Yeah, she's in favor. And you know what? So is Bill. Bill regrets having put that into law. Yeah, he's actually asked the Supreme Court if they could sort of negate it, you know, like make like it didn't happen. Isn't that amazing? You think maybe since we've got a homosexual in the White House, you think maybe that has something to do with their newfound position? Or you think the light just went off in their heads? Now, I also heard that Rob Portman, you know, he's the senator from Ohio. He's a Republican senator. And he's come out in defense of it as well, because his son had confessed to both he and his wife, I guess, a couple of years ago, that his son's homosexual. Anyway, listen. I don't care who's homosexual. I don't care what they do, as often as they do it, with whomever they do it with. What I do care about is marriage should be between a man and a woman. Period. But that's changing because people's position, who knows? You know, maybe if I live another 15 and 20 years, I might change my position. Because all these other bozos are changing theirs. You see, you either stand for something or you don't stand for something. You know what I mean? And I have very little doubt that if Obama wasn't into, you know, whatever he's into with guys, then this would never even be a topic of discussion. As far as Rob Portman's concerned, I'm not going to say I feel sorry for him. I'm glad that he's okay with it. And I hope that, you know, everything's hunky-dory in the Portman family. But again, I don't think that marriage should be between two men or two women. You know what would happen to our world if that's all that there was? Homosexuals and lesbians? Huh? The same thing that would happen is if you put bulls into a pen and kept them away from cows. That herd would vanish. Yeah. Yeah, because they couldn't reproduce. You know what I mean? That was designed by God. God designed it that way on purpose. Yeah. He wanted a man to be with a woman and a woman to be with a man. Not a man to be with a man and a woman to be with a woman. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they could reproduce as well. So, once again, I have nothing against homosexuals. I could care less. Alright? Or lesbians. Matter of fact, I love women. You know, all kinds of women. The reality is that it's God's design. And, you know, having people like the Clintons do the old flip-flop, that's what they're doing. Rob Portman, I don't think he's flip-flopping. He was probably very much against it because he's a Republican and most Republicans are against it. But the Democrats are for it, not because they're for it, because they want the homosexual and the lesbian votes, so they say they're for it. Huh? You ever think of that? Pretty amazing. These Democrats, boy, they're a slippery bunch, aren't they? Yeah. You know, they go after and they support what they perceive to be weak, and they blame the Republicans for not supporting them. I mean, it's completely nuts. And who started the KKK? Go look it up. Democrats. And who initiated the Jim Crow laws against the blacks? Democrats. And who do blacks support? Democrats. What does that tell you? Well, I'll tell you what it tells me. It tells me that they're clueless. Because if they weren't clueless, they wouldn't support the Democrats. How could they?